Hello and welcome our blood viewers to RTD's News English edition. As usual, we begin tonight's news with the major and top highlights. Let's follow. The head of state presided over the 8th meeting of the Council of Ministers. And on the international scene in Egypt, places COP 2017 under the global goal of implementation. Those were our top major highlights. Welcome back to our newsroom, our blood viewers. Under the chairmanship of His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Gelle, President of the Republic, Head of Government, took place this Tuesday, May 24, 2022, the 8th session of the Council of Ministers. Let's follow with our colleague Hidayah Mohammed.
Concerning the Ministry of Infrastructure and Urban, the first issue, draft law on the ratification by the Republic of Djibouti of the African Charter on Road Safety. The purpose of the bill is to ratify the African Charter on Road Safety adopted by the Summit of Heads of States and Government of the African Union on January 31st, 2016. This charter serves as a policy framework for the strengthening of road safety in Africa by stimulating road safety strategies at the national level and enabling the development of road safety programs at the national, regional, and continental levels while contributing to road safety and promoting the harmonization of road safety data. In order to ensure proper road safety management, the Charter provides for the establishment of road safety governing bodies, institutional strengthening of road safety governing bodies, road safety strategy, road safety data management system, and collaboration. The ratification of this charter will allow our country, on the one hand, to strengthen its legal arsenal in the field of road safety, and on the other hand, to benefit from the technical and financial support of development partners for the reinforcement of human and material institutional capacities for a better consideration of road safety issues and in order to considerably reduce the rate of road accidents. As for the Ministry of Justice and Penitentiary Affairs in charge of human rights, second issue, draft implementing decree on the organization and functioning of the National School of Judicial Studies. The present draft decree aims at defining the organization and function of the National School of Judicial Studies, which is a public administrative institution of education, training, and scientific research. The purpose of this school is to participate in the consolidation of the professional skills of the judicial actors or any other assimilated professional related to the judicial and legal fields. As such, its mission is to ensure the initial training of judicial auditors and trainee clerks and the continuing education of court officers or any other professions such as lawyers, notaries, or bailiffs. It is also responsible for the realization or publication of research and scientific studies related to the various legal and judicial fields. The ambition of this school is to allow the emergence of a body of professionals perfectly trained in running the judicial and legal practices, is to make Hutch a breeding ground of judicial and legal trainers in capacity to ensure initial continuous training. The project specifies the organization and functioning of the organs of the establishment, namely the Orientation Council, the Board of Directors, and the General Management, the Pedagogical and Scientific Council, and the Council of Disciplines, as well as the financial provisions inherent to the accounting agency. The third question, draft decree on the training and study regimes at the National School of Judicial Studies. This draft decree concerns the training courses offered by the National School of Judicial Studies, as well as the structure of the different beneficiaries, which are, among others, the judicial auditors and the trainee clerks, and continuous training of the auxiliary officers of justice or any other profession such as lawyers, notaries, bailiffs, and penitentiary agents in any other assimilated profession related to the judicial and legal field. The trainings provided by the school are divided into three categories, namely initial training, continuous training, and other trainings. Concerning the Ministry of Budget, fourth issue, draft order allocating 2 parcels of land to the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training. The purpose of the draft order is to allocate 2 plots of land located, one in Balbala South and the other within the Nasib housing state. The said plots of land with total area of 60,000 square meters are intended for the establishment of a bilingual school and the other for basic education school. Fifth question, draft of order relating to the allocation of parcel of land to the profit of the Ministry of the Muslim Affairs and the Waqf properties located in the enclosure of the old station. Sixth question, draft order on the forfeiture and allocation of a plot of land located in the port area to the Association of Freight Forwarders of Djibouti. As for the Ministry of Higher Education and Research, seventh question, draft order renewing the members of the Board of Directors of the Higher Institute of Health Sciences. The purpose of this order is to renew the members of the Board of Directors in accordance with the provisions of Decree number 2013-805. The mandate of the members of the Board of Directors is renewable every 3 years. The Minister of Higher Education and Research reported on his working visit to Doha from 11 to 14 May. The Minister of Agriculture, Water, Fisheries and Livestock gave a mission report on the participation of the President of the Republic in the 15th year session of the Conference of the Parties COP15, which was held from 9 to 10 May 2022 in Abidjan. During this summit, the head of state delivered an important speech on the drastic consequences of the combination of global warming and the reduction of Arab lands in the several regions of the world. The Minister of Infrastructure and Equipment reported on his participation in the Future Aviation Forum held in Riyadh from 9 to 11 May 2022. The Minister of Energy in charge of natural resources reported on his mission in the World Congress of Public Utilities held from 9 to 11 May 2022 in Abu Dhabi.
The Minister of Labor in charge of Formalization and Social Protection, Mr. Omar Abdi Said, and the Minister of Interior in turn received yesterday in the lodge of the Ministry of Interior the delegation of the East African Police Chiefs Cooperation Organization led by the General Dieudonné, current President of EPACO and Commissioner General of the National Police of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Introduced by the Director General of the National Police, Colonel Abdurrahman Ali Kain, the delegation is currently on a working visit to our country. After a brief welcome, the Minister of Interior in turn thanked the EPACO delegation for their willingness to swear in cooperation between our country and their organization. The current president of EPACO, General Dieudonné, expressed his warm thanks of the welcome he received. The Director of Public Security of the National Police, Colonel Omar Hassan, and the Director of Immigration and General Intelligence, Colonel Idris Jama, were also present at the meeting between the Minister of Interior in term and the strong delegation of EPACO. In the same morning, the delegation led by the current president of the EPACO, General Dieudonné, was received by the Director General of the National Police, Colonel Abdurrahman Ali Kain. On the agenda was the signing of a cooperation agreement on a cross-border crime between the Central and East African states. This agreement, which was initiated by the Director General of the National Police on behalf of the Minister of the Interior, will swear in the fight against criminal threats between EPACO and member states. The main objective of this 72-hour working visit of the EPACO delegation was to sign a cooperation agreement between the Central and East African states. The East African Police Chiefs Cooperation Organization is a regional police body whose members of the chiefs of police of the 14 countries. The organization was created in 1998 with the aim of harmonizing and strengthening police cooperation in common strategies, sharing information on crime, and harmonizing laws in order to strengthen the capacity of law enforcement agencies to fight traditional organized crime. It also should be noted that our country is one of the founding members of the EPACO. The working visit of the delegation of the East African Police Chiefs Cooperation Organization continued with a visit to the multipurpose port of Dorale. Welcomed by the Director General of the DNP, Mr. Jami Ibrahim Darar, General Dieudonné and his delegation listened to explanations on the function of this port, which is the pride of our country, before continuing with the visit of the different infrastructures. At the end of the morning, the Director General of the National Police, Colonel Abdurrahman Ali Kain, and General Dieudonné, current President of EPACO and Commissioner General of the National Police of the Democratic Republic of Congo, proceeded to an exchange of gifts in the presence of the Director of Public Security of the National Police, Colonel Omar Hassan, and the Colonel Idris Jama. A training on the digitalization of financial services of microfinance institutions took place today at the Central Bank of Djibouti. Led by the Governor of the Central Bank, Mr. Ahmed Usman, this training aims to provide employees of microfinance institutions with the necessary know-how to implement and apply financial working tools in the digital age. At the end of this training, the professional administrators of CEPEC, Mr. Umar Ibrahim Umar, was able to present the actions and achievements of CEPEC, especially the increasing demands and requests of many customers, which push us to adapt and digitalize in order to meet the real requirements of the financial market. The Central Bank of Djibouti and other senior officials took part in the launching ceremony of this training. According to experts, the digitalization of financial services of CEPEC will undoubtedly allow an unprecedented financial inclusion of all the population excluded from the traditional banking system. The Director of Development, Mrs. Khadra Umar, the representative of the Center for Leadership and Entrepreneurship, senior officials in the Central Bank of Djibouti, and other senior officials took part in the launching ceremony of this training. According to experts, the digitalization of financial services of CEPEC will undoubtedly allow an unprecedented financial inclusion for all the population excluded from the traditional banking system. The National Social Security Fund organized a training workshop on the use and popularization of statistic tables of national security this morning at the Kempiski Hotel. This workshop was chaired by the Director General Mrs. Daqa Ahmed Roble, the Director of Instad Idris Ali Sultan, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Labor, the Deputy Director Mr. Abdul Qadir Dini, and many participants. The objective of this workshop is to identify the importance of the use of statistical tools in steering and decision making. It should be noted that the workshops will last until 6 days, until May 30, 2022. In a speech by the Director General of the National Fund Security, Mrs. Daqa Ahmed Roble, on the occasion, she touched on the main objective of this workshop and said that today they are launching an important training workshop on development, organizing, and pushing statistics within the National Security Fund. The purpose of this workshop is to include and consolidate a culture of statistics within our social security institutions by developing a model for collecting and processing reliable data and training those who will have experience to provide the statistical foundations in that data to ensure that they are stored and disseminated. The Ministry of Health of Djibouti, through the National Institute of Public Health of Djibouti, in collaboration with the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the African Field Epidemiology Network, the World Health Organization is implementing the Front-Line Epidemiology Training Program since October 31, 2021. The FETP Frontline is a 3-month continuous training course designed to improve the capacity of surveillance officers to collect, analyze, interpret surveillance data, and take action. It should also be designed to improve the quality, complements, and timeliness of data, as well as the ability of agents to conduct proper investigations and implement measures to prevent and control diseases or public health events. A total of 20 residents from the Ministry of Health and the Constituted Corps of Djibouti were recruited for the training of this second cohort of JIB FETP. The second workshop of the FETP first line is held from 22 to 27th May 2022 in Arta, a city located 25 meters from the city of Djibouti, after the first workshop held from 27th March to 1 April at the same site. The objective of the field activity was to enable residents to acquire the skills necessary to collect, analyze, interpret, and report public health surveillance data. Within the framework of the support project for the realization of our social economic infrastructures and the operation of economic activities in the region, the Djibouti Social Development Agency, accompanied by the African Bank, carried out a visit to supervise the activities and works of the Apazer project in region of Tajorra. As a reminder, ADDS has financed 9 projects through the Community Development Fund chaired by the Regional Council, including water tanks, underground curtains, and wells. Since the launch of this tool, a number of observable facts have been recorded, namely committed and better trained local actors, better organized and more responsible associations, communities that feel more supported and better combined. This exchange meeting was punctuated by moving testimonies from households that have benefited from electrification, but also from women who have received the training on farming techniques and agricultural kits. The leaders took turns to speak, congratulating the association for the efforts they have made to obtain the latest results and the respective interventions. They congratulated the association for the commitment and the seriousness of their performance. In the framework of the fight against illicit trade, the Djiboutian Customs, in collaboration with the holders of the rapid intervention based in Alione, have intercepted smuggled products consisting of more than 20 cartons of Royal Mark and Benson cigarettes, as well as several cartons of cosmetic products. The cargo belonging to smugglers was discovered and seized during separate missions carried out in the hard-to-reach areas located a few tens of kilometers from the border of Djibouti and Somaliland. On these occasions, the customs officer indicated that the Djiboutian Customs, in close cooperation with the military and security forces of our country, will intensify the fight against the goods, especially in these sectors, and he thanked the battalion bearer for their faithful collaboration in order to face this scourge. And on the international scene, Egypt, which will host the next UN Climate Change Summit, will push countries to keep their promises to sharply reduce greenhouse gas emissions, facilitate non-adversarial discussions on compensating developing countries for the consequences of global warming, and allow climate activities to demonstrate, said the incoming COP27 president. Well, by this, our beloved viewers, we conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us, and make sure to tune in later for more. Have a wonderful evening, and thank you once again for joining us. Thank you.